So I've got this corner in my basement that I'm using for my arcade game, the Tempest machine that I put together. And I went ahead and moved a TV with a VCR DVD combo. And I've got this little Atari here. I believe this is a Flashback 9. I'm not sure, but it's the one that has the compact flash card there. So you can sideload your games. And this one has HDMI out. Now, that takes a pretty modern television. This old JVC here obviously is not going to be HDMI, but it does have the composite in. And I bought this at the thrift store. It is an HDMI to composite video plus left-right audio. I don't know. We'll see. But you can see it's got the left, right, the Y, the PB, and the PR outputs. And on this side, I've got the HDMI with the power input here. So I'm going to hook this thing up and see if I can get this new Atari to work on this old TV using this converter. So let's take a look at what we got here. This is the HDMI converter. Jeez. Got plenty of tape on it. It's going to take a little bit to get this glue off. Ugh. I think you can find these on Amazon, but kind of a nice little box, nice steel construction. In the bag, looks like I've got the standard audio left-right RCA connection, and I've got a very inexpensive component video. And I've got the power supply. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get the audio connected. So there's my right and my left. And now we'll do this is a component. I have some very expensive cables that I bought a long time ago, and I use it for an Apple TV, and that was about it. So we got to get the colors to match. So there's the PR, which is the red. And then, boy, looks like this one's the blue one, which is PB. When you're colorblind, this is a little bit more challenging. And here we've got our green, which is the Y. Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and feed in some power. There's my 9-volt DC. Now you need an HDMI cable. After a little digging, I found myself an HDMI cable. Look at that. So now, let's go ahead and plug this into the television, and then we'll plug it into the Atari and see if it works. So this one says component video in, input 2. Looks like my first color that goes in is the red one. So we'll put that one in, and that's followed by blue, and then finally green. Next thing I need to do is get my audio inputs. There we go. All right, now on the Atari, we'll plug the HDMI in here. Next thing I got to do is find a power plug. Ugh. Don't know if I got one of those. All right, so I had to go dig in my box of wires, but I did find this USB connector here, which fits perfectly in that. And on the other side, I found this old Motorola charger, and it should work fine. So I'll just plug this guy in over here, and then put it in the wall. I should have power to my Atari. So unfortunately, this Atari is not going to work with this converter on this television because this Atari is putting out 720p or 720 lines. The TV is only capable of 480, and this does not convert it down. So I guess what I'll have to do, instead of putting this Atari Flashback on here, I'll just have to hook up a real Atari to my system. Okay, so the Atari Flashback 8 with the HDMI output converted to component video did not work for me. So I've got this old Atari that has the composite video conversion done to it. So it's not the old RF. And I just happen to have an old video pinball cartridge laying around. So let's go ahead and put this in and see if that's going to work with my television. Oh, there's the Atari. Screen's pretty dim. What's going on there? Oh, that looks terrible. So I'm getting a really poor picture right now with this Atari. And so let's grab a different cartridge. Here I've got Combat, still in the box, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and pop this one in and see what happens. So I like the old Ataris because it gives you that tactile feedback that you had when you were a kid playing with them. I've got a really poor picture again, but one thing I'm noticing is it's black and white. So the Atari has the color switch here, so we can select the TV type. Let's try going the color. There we go. All right, so I think I may have identified why I was getting such a bad picture. Let's reset it and see if it plays correctly. So I got plenty of volume. It's very bright. That's one thing I noticed when I did this AV conversion is the picture is very bright. So I could probably go into the TV and turn down the color a little bit. It would probably help. But it's adequate. It works. Nice thing is I can hook in 3 different video sources into this TV and switch between them. So yeah, now I've got an Atari set up in my little corner of the room. So I purchased this nifty little HDMI converter box at the thrift store for $3. Wanted to give it a go, thinking, hey, let's take an Atari, kind of like the Flashback series with the HDMI output, and hook it up to a CRT screen to kind of try to get kind of that retro feel back. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way I was expecting because the Atari puts out a higher scan rate than what the TV can actually output. So I ended up pulling out a modified Atari that could output straight to the video, hook it up to this TV, and now I have something that's actually kind of fun to play around with. As a matter of fact, my wife and I played a game of Smurfs. Now, she's never played with the Atari, and it was her first time, and she actually enjoyed it. So, and not only that, Smurfs is a great graphics, so you can tell that was a Smurf. You could tell that there are snakes, and there's birds, and there's the Smurfette, and a whole bunch of different creatures, which is not normal for an Atari. So I've reached a new milestone with my channel and surpassed 2,000 subscribers. So now I'm at 2,003 subscribers. And I want to thank everybody out there that subscribed to my channel. It does help with the algorithms. It's going to kind of push the channel a little bit more and hopefully get in the eyes of more people. So if you enjoyed this video and you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing because it does help this channel grow. I have new videos planned coming out in the near future. So until then, take care of yourself and goodbye.